Imagine this. It's Friday. You just got home. You take a minute to sit on the couch, catch your breath, and maybe close your weary eyes for a bit. Your phone lights up with the familiar sound of a message notification. You bring your hand that's still holding your phone in front of your face. You do this even before your brain fully registers what that sound signifies. You've become so used to this action that the motion feels instinctual. You look to see that this message is from a friend that you may or may not have seen in a while. You do not see this person often, but you text. That's a connection, right? This friend innocently asks you what you've been up to and how your week went. You wondered if this was a precursor to a deeper conversation, or an invite, or just a check-in. Either way, it brought up a deep, uneasy feeling in your gut. You bring both thumbs on your screen, preparing to type in response. You spend a bit too long to come up with a response, coming up with short, vague answers, and eventually deleting them, repeating this cycle a couple more times. You change between responses. You never fully commit to an answer. You start questioning yourself, what do I do? And then, it hit you. You don't know how exactly you are feeling. You cannot remember what you did. You weren't paying attention. You feel like you did so much and your body agrees. However, you cannot find anything meaningful that you can recall. You wake up and you do things you don't particularly like to sustain your basic needs. Perhaps this includes a couple of pleasures that you find the comforts of distraction in. Same old, you finally replied. You might slowly begin to realize that you may have been living towards a full pocket, yet an empty existence. Are you living life on autopilot, only living day by day? Is there ever a strange, growing gap between the person that you currently are and the person that you want to be? Do you have a clear vision of the person that you actually want to be? It is a sickness of today's society to be living without any real intentions, where the existence is nothing but an unexciting montage of daily repetition. The illness is amplified, but the fact is that most are completely oblivious to how destructive this really is. Some people will attempt to justify that living day to day is an acceptable way because at least they get things done. You cannot possibly be lacking motivation because you do get your daily routine in check, so what's wrong? What happens to the soul of a person stuck in a constant loop? And how can we guide ourselves out of this unfulfilling cycle? Let's explore the dangers and the ways of getting out just living day to day. When was the last time that you did something for the very first time? Children often find wonder in everyday experiences. Many things are yet to be fully grasped by their understanding. They are in the process of discovering and experiencing many things for the first time. However, as individuals reach adulthood, the mundane often takes over. We are led out of playgrounds and schools. We are transitioning into adulthood. Here we are expected to be fully oriented in what to do and what to accomplish, day by day, month by month, year by year. Beware the bareness of a busy life. Socrates uttered these words in his teachings. They contain an age-old wisdom that holds a resounding truth for all. This happens in academics, careers, and in relationships. We spend all of our time and energy just getting through each day. We do it without much thought on our intentions. This risks making us like robots with quite minimal thought. Our bodies tend to automate actions just to make them more efficient. Consider this. Before you even fully open your eyes in the morning, you've already put water in the pot for your morning coffee. It's been a while since you've selected and savoured a specific roast. You did it without much as a thought. You did it because you have to. You did it because it's something you're used to. Living life on autopilot means getting through life reactively. This means lacking the motivation to set future long-term goals. This approach is dangerous. Without a clear philosophy, people are at risk of temptations, distractions, and deceit. Disguised as productivity, people often revert to what's comfortable and provides instant gratification. Thoughtful decision-making becomes limited to what can be immediately felt. We stop considering future outcomes. You might be very familiar with this feeling. You can dedicate most of your time to your job. You arrive early, work diligently, and leave late. Years pass, and you provide dedication to the same company in the same role. However, you find that you have fallen behind in the skills compared to your peers who have ventured outside of their comfort zones. You might have never explored the other industries, never tried learning new skills, and never dared to dream bigger. Stagnation becomes inevitable for individuals living day by day. The moment you stop growing is the moment you start dying. Are we unable to fully visualize the goal that we want to achieve because you have so many options? Is it because society has painted a uniform photo of what success looks like and you are unable to relate to it? If you cannot live a life that's fulfilling, you live a life that is full. This distinction may seem subtle, but it carries profound implications for one's approach to existence. A fulfilling life has purpose, passion, and a sense of accomplishment. In it, people pursue their dreams and they find satisfaction. On the other hand, a full life may involve lots of activities and responsibilities. It may also include distractions to avoid facing the deep questions and desires behind the quest for fulfillment. A full life can ease existential concerns, but does it give you the deep satisfaction and meaning that comes from acting on one's values and aspirations? In the end, a fulfilling life requires self-reflection, courage, and a willingness to embrace joy and challenges. Society often molds people into cogs in this vast machine. It prescribes a set path of actions and expectations. They leave little room for deviation or personal fulfillment. This programming is deeply ingrained, and it's hard to break free from those rules and live a life that aligns with one's true desires and goals. You study and do well in school. This will enable you to land a job. You spend your prime climbing the corporate ladder. You get promotions, a car, a house, and hopefully a family. Hopefully you have enough to retire, and then you die. How do you know that instead of facing this reality, you are not merely resorting to coping mechanisms? We become skilled at lying to ourselves to avoid the painful awareness of our limited control over our circumstances. This is just how things are. We lie as we tuck ourselves into bed at night. Nietzsche's idea is the curse of the herd. It shows how society and conformity can stifle individuality and creativity. We become a part of the herd, following the crowd and adhering to societal norms even when they conflict with our innermost values and dreams. The paralysis of initiation can emerge as a trauma response for those who live lives devoid of a sense of control. The erosion can come from controlling parents, poverty, or living in a war-torn country. They can erode our confidence and belief in our ability to shape our own destiny. Our brains become trained to think that planning is quite pointless. This causes us to lose this key skill over time. As a result, we fear change. We get stuck in behavioral patterns that make us feel powerless. Neuroscience also says that people who can't plan long-term tend to separate their emotions and souls from their logic. This may help them to do immediate tasks, but it takes away intention from their decisions. It leaves little room for forward thinking and meaningful growth. In this state, we become disconnected from our true selves. We navigate life on autopilot instead of shaping our destiny. To break free from these patterns, you need courage. You also need introspection and a willingness to face the uncomfortable truths. They lie at the heart of our existence. As Friedrich Nietzsche famously said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." You must break free from the cycle of complacency and monotony by finding your own version of your why. Here are 5 steps that you can take today to get you started on this journey. 1. Be intentional with your actions. Harnessing the full potential of our own consciousness is essential in this transformative process. Mindfulness practices are a powerful tool. They help us to cultivate awareness and presence. This lets us engage with our emotions, our thoughts, and our experiences in a much better way. By practicing mindfulness, we can become more attuned to our inner world. We can recognize the patterns, the beliefs, and the behaviors that may be holding us back from reaching our full potential. The next time you do something, take a moment to ask yourself if you really desire this outcome or if it's just something that you've become accustomed to. Are you really taking the steps to help you reach your self-actualization, or is this the easiest choice? Were you put on this earth to be comfortable or to be something valuable? This awareness lets us make conscious choices. These choices align with our values, aspirations, and life's goals. Embracing mindfulness also involves bringing our emotions back into our daily actions and decision-making processes. Instead of suppressing or ignoring our feelings, we can learn to acknowledge and accept them without judgment. It lets us understand our desires, fears, and motivations better so that we can make wiser choices. By aligning our actions with our emotions and mental well-being, we can feel harmony, purpose, fulfillment. Number 2. Relearn what really matters to you. Learning again what brings us joy is essential. It's the key to breaking free of the cycle of complacency and monotony. We seek external validation, success, and societal approval. In doing so, we often lose touch with our true selves. We lose touch with the activities, the passions, and the experiences that we truly resonate with. Did you really want to take that trip to a foreign country over the holidays without your family? Were the likes on the Instagram post that you posted as warm as the company of the people who truly care about you? Distractions and shallow pleasures may bring brief relief or even joy, but they rarely offer the deep joy, contentment, and fulfillment that comes from doing what aligns with our true selves. Viktor Frankl said, "The meaning of life is to give life meaning." This quote is a powerful reminder of our ability to find purpose and fulfillment in our own lives. By reconnecting with our passions, interests, and values, we can rediscover what truly brings us joy and fulfillment. This reconnection involves exploring new hobbies, activities, and experiences. It also involves revisiting past interests and passions. These may have been neglected or forgotten over time. By embracing these authentic sources of joy, we can infuse our lives with renewed energy, enthusiasm, and purpose. Having a clear why is another key factor. It helps in breaking free from the cycle of complacency and monotony. A strong purpose gives us the drive to overcome obstacles and keep going in hard times. It is a guiding light. It helps us stay focused, committed, and aligned with our long-term goals and dreams. Number 3. Live in the moment. Engaging our senses and grounding in the present are also essential. They help us break free from the cycle of complacency and monotony. Our world is fast-paced and technology-driven. It's easy to become disconnected from ourselves, others, and the world. We can cultivate a deeper connection and appreciation for life. We do this by slowing down, tuning into our senses, and immersing ourselves in our experiences. Living in the moment is not only a valuable aspect of the present, but it also shapes our future. Every choice that we make has ripple effects. They extend beyond the immediate moment. They come from the actions that we take and the experiences that we embrace. This journey needs a deep commitment to self-discovery, introspection, and growth. It starts with a mindset shift. We must acknowledge that we can't blame our predispositions, our circumstances, or external factors. They maintain the status quo of our lives. It may be tempting to blame our lack of fulfillment on these things, but the power to rise above our predicament is within us. We see that our choices affect our lives and the lives of others. This can inspire us to make choices that match our values, our aspirations, and long-term goals. We can ground ourselves in the present by embracing mindfulness. We do this by growing emotional smarts and reconnecting with our passions. This will free us from the cycle of complacency and monotony. We can then begin a transformative journey towards a more fulfilling, meaningful, and real life. Make every action count, because what you do today isn't just going to affect today, but every single day after.